Hey everyone, welcome to another session of Engaging Your Voices with your host, Classa Dakar. So, as we promised you, we want to take things a little harder this year, and the guests that are going to be having are worth the time. So, we have another incredible guest today. I will not do myself injustice of just flashing out his name and everything. I'll give you time to introduce himself. But otherwise, I want you to hang in there. Make sure that as you're watching, you like, you subscribe, and send the link to someone, because you just gotta share this content. It's worth it. All right, so we're gonna start with the introductions. So, welcome to the show, bro.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so it's an honor to have precious people like you on the show. So, let's start it from this angle. Your name?
Great. So I'm Henry Chimunthu Banda Jr.
Awesome. So you come from where you stay?
All right. So currently, I'm residing here in Lilongwe.
Yeah.
But where I was born, I was actually born and raised in Nkhotakota.
Raised?
I know, but a good portion of my life. I have.
How many years?
Yeah. Because I think we moved to Lilongwe when I was 8. It's a good portion.
Yeah, I still think you must have some memories. Or just assume, do you have some memories of Nkhotakota?
Of course, man. That is home. You know, that is home. So
what is the best part about it? I know the 10 and then the 8, and I assume maybe you still go there.
Yeah.
Okay, but what are some things that you really cool about Nkhotakota?
Obviously the sugarcane farm. You know, you love was there in Nkhotakota, yeah?
Yeah.
So we're staying in Brangwa. Yeah.
Capital sugarcane.
Exactly. I think the stuff that I remember, if I think back to my childhood, is just the harvest season for the sugarcane.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was back then. I hope it is still the case now. It was always a big deal.
Yeah.
So how they'll do it first, when the sugarcane is ready to be harvested, they light it up with fire. I don't know if you know this.
I've read about it.
Yeah.
But I not an experience about it.
They do that.
But what is hot?
It is.
And you're letting all those estates with fire.
I don't know the reason why. Granted, one is it's also to chase away the animals, the wild animals that are there on the sugarcane.
Yeah.
But at the same time, man, burnt sugarcane, it actually does taste better.
Where's
it tastes so good. So this is the stuff I remember where once the sugarcane has been harvested, so they have these trucks that transport the sugarcane from the farms to the factory.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I remember this. Yeah. I always go back to this because a lot of us were young, and these trucks, they're passing in the township there.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll just start trying to pluck sugarcane from the truck, man.
Wow.
So it was a very, very interesting experience. We'd have the guards there, trying to chase us or get our sugarcane. We're running away. And it was fun.
I wish I had that Saudi. But
hey, when they caught you though, it wasn't pretty, okay? It wasn't pretty.
Those were in the tents.
Hey.
All right, but that's very interesting. So after that, you had to move to
Lilongwe.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So I can imagine you still did a bit of primary in Lilongwe.
Yes. So a good portion of my primary, I did it here in Lilongwe. So I think when you came here, I started in standard 3 or 4. I only said 3.
Yeah.
So that's actually that's how my education in Lilongwe started. At that time, I was in Bambino. Yeah. So did that, was at Bambino until standard 7, and then from there, high school at KA, where I even met you.
Yeah. For your own information, we're actually schoolmates. So yeah, I think we'll talk about it. Okay, so let's still take it back before we can jump to college.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I know you as one of those few friends who are passionate about entrepreneurship.
Okay.
So are there times in your childhood, like your high schools or maybe even primary school years, that you can trace where this passion was pretty much initiated?
And high school, not really. High school, primary, not really. I'd say a lot of it really started in uni.
In uni?
Exciting university.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So you did do uni, Malawi?
No, I did not.
All right. Where did you do your uni?
So I went to China. Yeah.
The name of the university?
So you see, the Chinese system is very, very interesting because if you're going there for your studies, most especially for your undergraduate studies, right?
Yeah.
For the first year, you go to one university to learn the language, which is Mandarin.
Yeah.
First year. So for the first year, I was in Nanjing, a city called Nanjing. Yeah. There I was in the name of the university was Nanjing Shifan Dashi. I've forgotten the English name, but that's the Chinese name. All right.
You used to speak Chinese.
I mean, I speak Chinese to this day. I was speaking Chinese today.
Yeah.
I use it now in my daily life for my work.
Yeah.
I think we could possibly get to that as well.
Exactly. That was stress. So you went to study?
So for my undergraduate, I went there to study international trade and economics. Now, is it
okay? Now that's something out as was it dictation?
At that time, I would say it was. I really wanted to do something business related.
Yeah.
Yeah. Granted, I think my dad did play a role at that time to choose my course.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do something business related. So this just spoke to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So at the time, I would say, yes, it was. It was.
Some. All right. So let's talk a bit about China.
Yeah.
I wish I could pronounce it the way Trump does.
No, that's
China. But anyways, what was the most interesting experience about doing college in China?
The most interesting experience. I think for me, it was just meeting all these different people and different cultures.
Yeah.
Yeah. For example, like for me, the universities where I was at, you'd have people from basically all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have people from African countries, let's say Zambia, Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya, people from Europe, people from South America, like all over the world. Yeah. Now, in a way, you kind of get a taste of just how people are in these respective countries.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that to me was something that was just very, very interesting and fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you did your first year, switched.
Mm-hmm.
Your course was like 4 years, right?
Yes, 4 years. Plus the language training for a year. So it was like a total 5 years.
For 5 years. Okay, so was it like a hectic time? Did you get to still have some time to explore, maybe to build your passion and vision while you're still doing college?
So my undergraduate, no, I did not. That was hectic.
Yeah.
My brother, so this is the thing.
Yeah.
This is the thing. When I was going there, right, I remember a friend of mine telling me to say, hey, because I went on a scholarship.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, I had a friend of mine tell me to say, you know what? When people go there, they learn in Mandarin. Yeah. Which obviously blew my mind. I know, like, hold up. What are you talking about?
I think it was by the time you left, we had started learning Mandarin at Faye.
So I heard.
Oh, by the time you left?
No, that wasn't there. Yeah. Now, before I left, I had to communicate with the embassy to say, I would want to learn my course in English, which I thought was the case. Yeah, they gave me at the time so usually when you're going for the scholarship, right? They give you a choice to pick 3 universities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I had picked universities where I thought I was gonna learn in English. So my first year I went there. I'm learning the language. Everybody else is very stressed to say, we're gonna learn our courses, our major in Mandarin. I was calm, but that's not me. I didn't do that. I chose a school where I have to learn in English. Little did I know, my whole course was in Mandarin. I had instances where, I had instances where the whole class, let's say 50 students, And I am not just the only black person, but I'm the only foreigner in the class.
Rules.
For real. Now, the lecture can't even pause or slow down for just that one individual. It doesn't really make it doesn't make sense. What about the other 49 people, So, it was hectic. I think, I feel like my time in China, granted there was the education side, but this type of life where I'm in a situation where I'm alone, I have to find a way. Yeah. And I think that's how, to an extent, I started getting into this entrepreneurship spirit in a way, because it's like, I just had to keep on finding a way to succeed.
Yeah.
In class, you have to find a way.
Yeah.
So it was quite hectic, bro.
Yeah, I can imagine. Because I remember talking to a few friends.
Yeah.
We're also in China, but they had to quit or voluntarily withdraw.
Yeah.
Because of the experience of studying in Chinese.
Yeah.
And then they're doing chemistry, and they even did their own things to formulas.
Yeah.
How English parables have all these dissertation in China is about different things. So it's like you have to learn the language.
Yes.
Then you have to learn the education system as well.
Exactly.
So I carry with you.
No, it was hectic because you see, even the textbooks, the old Mandarin.
Yeah.
So now what's happening is and the Mandarin means these are the characters.
Yeah.
What people call the drawings.
Yeah.
Is that.
And do you remember any cow?
Well,
they know things.
When they know. So you translate it from the characters to the Chinese alphabet.
Yeah. From
that to English. Crazy. Yeah, that was hectic.
Crazy.
Yeah. That's so hectic.
I'm a fighter, bro. Respect.
I'll be honest with you. There were times I almost wanted to quit. Yeah. But granted, man, African parents, no. In my opinion, African parents are not going to let you live free education. Free education? Henry? Come on. So, I think quitting was not an option.
Yeah.
I had wanted possibly maybe to change schools, but that seemed it was not going to work. So yeah, we just had to persevere, put in the work and succeed.
Wow. Alrighty. So you had done college.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now talk about the transition, because then this is pretty much what we put you on my radar.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Of a guest.
Okay.
Because I understand that, it was 5 years in China.
Yeah.
Maybe you're coming now and then just for holidays, but still you spent a good time of your 5 years in China.
Yeah.
And I understand that a couple of people out there who are doing school out there, or some who have just got back to Malawi, and now they're also trying to transition.
Yeah.
So, how was the transition for you? Understanding you spent about 5 years with China.
Yeah.
And later probably the system got into you. You just did the China survive, make it in all these languages. But here you are. You have to find a job and you have to do business. And it's like we're starting over maybe sometimes. So how was it for you?
The transition was quite difficult. I'll be honest with you, because you see, there's such a huge advantage, what I have seen with also doing school in Malawi.
Yeah.
The connections that you get to make whilst you're here in Malawi, in the country.
You see?
You come back here, 5 years we're not around, 5 years where people are building those connections, those relationships, and they know where to actually go. So you come here and you're like, where do I start?
Yeah.
You start your applications. But, it wasn't, granted, I think it's not that easy to get a job here.
Generally, even if you did your school year.
Exactly. It's not that easy to get a job here. And then you're just coming from there and you don't really know where to start.
Yeah.
But luckily for me, I think, possibly 2 months after I got here, I met a Chinese lady that needed somebody to help her basically with translations.
Yeah.
With interpretation.
Yeah.
So at that time, mind you, as I mentioned, I was learning, I did my course in Mandarin, Chinese. So when I got back, I could speak Chinese. Yeah. So of course, before even her, the first couple of months, the first 2 months, I was trying to, do some businesses here and there, just trying to bring some funds into the pocket.
Yeah.
Because you go where, granted, you're on a scholarship, they do pay you something at least. So you can't be like, how do I start making some money?
Yeah.
So there's some businesses here and there, but small scale. And then I met this Chinese lady. I wanted an interpreter. And I have to say, she also really just, she really contributed greatly. Because here was somebody who came to Malawi. Mind you, she could not speak English. So I came back in 2017.
Yeah.
She had been here for a couple years. She did not speak English. She came here just saying, I'm coming to Malawi to do business, and she was thriving.
For real?
She's still thriving till this day. Man, it's a certain type of spirit, especially from the Chinese, the way that they do business. It is just amazing. So I really also got to learn from her.
Yeah.
So she employed me to help her out with the translations and everything, so interpretation, which meant I was traveling with her. Wherever she needed to go, I'm there to help her communicate with, let's say, Malawians or any other foreigners, because she could only speak Mandarin.
Yeah.
I think I worked with her for a good 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
And then I think she just didn't have anything else to do. So it seemed as if now I was becoming a liability. She has me on her payroll, but then at the same time, it's like, as much as I'm paying you this, right now, I'm really not doing much. I can't really continue paying you.
Yeah.
Which made a lot of sense as well.
Yeah.
Now, what I had actually found out as well was there were a lot of Chinese that seemed to want services that I was offering.
Wow.
When we work around, and this was 2017. Nowadays, the people that can actually speak Mandarin, a lot of us.
Yeah, actually, I think the Chinese government is investing into making sure that people are learning Chinese.
Exactly.
Because even from our uni, by the time we left, there was actually a proper Chinese teacher or lecturer.
So I've heard. And people are actually getting certificates.
Yeah, I actually have mine.
Get out. You have a Chinese certificates?
I have 2 from high school and college. But I can only make a sentence as far as the deepest I can say is that I can Chinese.
Is it?
As a guy, you have to know that.
I was about to ask you to sit like, to just tell us, well. And I hear you're Chinese, man.
Yeah, but it's a good experience. I think, I don't have to wait until you go there. At least have someone to start. I remember I actually won a Chinese interview simply by knowing how to say, hi, how are you, and what's your name in Chinese.
Get out.
First, me, CG10 came to our school. So, my this, we're not that proactive in terms of approaching people, saying hi, learning and stuff. So everyone was just looking at them. And so out of the blood, just like, let me just go say hi. And I did it in their style, in Chinese.
Okay.
So I wasn't digging that deep. Very simple sentences. Hi, how are you? Ni hao, ni zhang, xue ma, and the likes like that. And yeah, they got interested. We had a chat, showed them around the campus, bought them a bit of snacks. They're like, no, let me tell you something. We're actually reporters for CGTN.
Really?
Yeah, so on campus, because we're just going through some projects that China's done in Malawi. So like, this was supposed to go to the lecture or anything, but we're going to give this interview to you.
Really?
So, yeah. For the diversion, and that was the little story. But let's get back to you.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So yeah, as I was saying, tell us more about now your experience after working for this lady. Now, somehow that has taught you that you could be of service to more Chinese people.
Yeah. I think a lot of it, as much as I told you about the lady, but a lot of it, if I try to summarize it, I was really looking to say, what are my strengths?
Yeah.
I can't find work here.
Yeah.
Work is tough.
Yeah.
You know? So what else do I do? What are my strengths? My strength right now at that very moment, I can speak Chinese.
True.
Yeah. Okay. There's this lady that needs my services. I assisted her. Now she's no longer in need of my services. Yeah. What else can I do? Are there no people that are looking for my services? Yes, there were. Yeah. So I said, okay, let me go try to get these people. Let me go try to offer these services. So I realized I could not just go out there as an individual.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now that's when I actually opened my first company called Henchi. Yeah.
Oh, was it intentional using Chinese name?
You see, that's the thing. People think it's Chinese. It's actually not. Oh, now you get it. Now you get it. Now you get it. I'm not even gonna go there, but now you get it.
Yeah, I get it.
It sounds Chinese, right? Exactly, because it would be easy for them to actually say it. Henchi. Yeah. Man. So and that's for me. It was. Because I really could not be going to people as an individual. People, you're an individual, they'll downsize you. I had to go there to say, I'm an entity. Yeah. We, and my father likes to say this, he calls this the royal we. Yeah.
Come again?
The royal we, where I'm talking about myself or the company, but I'm using the word we.
Yeah.
It's just me, one man, but I'm saying we.
That's something to take.
Yeah. Because then even the conversation changes. I'm talking about we as a company, we can offer you the services. And it's not me as an individual. Yeah. And that's when now a lot of things started to change. I opened the company, Henchi, and then I opened another company called Henchi Chinese Consultancy. Yeah. With what I had seen with her is Chinese would come to Malawi like her, wanting to do business or whatever it is, but they were having such a tough time because of the language barrier.
Yeah.
That was a problem.
Yeah.
So I said, let me come in the middle. Let me assist, let me help with the language between the Chinese and the Malawians.
Yeah.
You know? So the Chinese consultancy were assisting anything to do with the Chinese. You know, anything they needed in Malawi, if it is, let's say, translation, interpretation, they want somebody to host a meeting for them, to buy land.
Yeah.
Man, we're everywhere.
Yeah.
I use the word we, but it was just one man. It's the royal we.
Yeah.
And the moment that changed, even of course, granted, even the way I was approaching the business, the way I was approaching myself, it changed.
Yeah.
Because I'm talking to them saying, we are an entity. We can offer you the services. For a good year, as much as I was saying it as a company, it was a one-man company, but it made it seem as if it was a lot of us. And that's how I made it seem. And from there, I mean, now people started reaching out. Yeah. Yeah. There's this guy, he does this, or there's this company. And interesting enough, this is how my second company was born. People heard about us to say about us. People heard about us and saying those that these guys that do this, it was really just me. Now I got hired by certain travel agency. They're well known. I think they might have closed by now, but well known. That time they're based in Malawi, in Zambia, they're big in Zambia, and I think South Africa. So they hired me saying there are Chinese tourists coming to the country. They needed somebody to help translate. Between the Chinese tourists and the tour guide. So they told me that there'll be a tour guide that will be assisting me. Little did I know, there was no tour guide. I was the tour guide.
For real.
For real. And so that was a very I mean,
that's like when Joe interview, like you're there and they think out how to do tour guiding.
Man, and this is somebody who has not been in the country for the last, let's say, 5 or so years. I'm back. Within the first year, I'm getting this opportunity, and I think there were close to 20. I think there were 20 Chinese that came. For a span of 5 days. going around the country.
Yeah.
So they had gotten me as a translator. I later on turned to be the tour guide. I said, all right, I embraced the role. Because of the good service I gave them, I later on found out that the Chinese, the Chinese that were here, were actually sent by another company from China that was based in China. Yeah. Now, this other company, we got to talking and they said, you know what, Henry, we want to cut out the travel agency. We want to work with you directly. Yeah. You're giving good service.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. Chinese people, they're so big with trust.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I've come to learn that recently.
Uh-huh.
It's a funny way to learn it, but that is YouTube skits, country-wise skits.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So there is Chinese drug dealing.
Well,
this is this. It's a joint thing.
uh-huh.
But yeah, I just came to learn how the Chinese were dictated to be people that until they can do business with you, you have to be family to some extent.
Fair.
So trust is very key.
Oh, it's key. It's key.
Yeah.
And once there's trust, and honestly speaking, business with trust it's just, I want to use the word beautiful. It's just beautiful business where you're really at ease. Yeah. I do not enjoy business where you don't trust your partner, where you're looking over your shoulder to say, wait a minute, they've brought me, let's say 10,000. Did they take a 2,000 away? That is, it's just a lot of headache.
True.
You know?
Like you can't. Okay, maybe you correct me if I'm wrong.
Fair.
But I feel like if you're working with someone, there's a sort of relationship. And trust is fabric for every form of relationship.
It is.
So I've seen people don't trust each other, but so it's a matter of time until they break up. Right?
It is.
And before I go deep in this, I would want to hear even your perspective on this because you started it, and it's a very good thing to discuss. So we'll not get lost, we'll get back.
No problem.
To the part, yeah. Being a young person and doing business, I think one of the hardest things is to be trusted.
Okay.
That's my personal opinion. Probably most young people maybe don't want to get rich quick. So you can easily do people, you can easily do all that and that. And I think young people really don't really understand the power of trust.
Fair enough, they don't.
We can invest and chase all other skills that require us to make money. But when it comes to trust, most people overlook it.
They do.
Yeah, so I want to hear more from your experience. If someone was listening and wanted to teach a younger entrepreneur right now and wanted to teach them on the lesson of trust from experience, what would you say?
I mean, honestly, business, trust is key.
Yeah.
You know, trust is key. Let me give you an example of something that happened recently.